During the current period, we are all going through different challenges depending on our circumstances. With teaching learning having shifted online, both sides have had to adapt to the new normal. Your students are facing a period where their assessments, evaluations, studying, socialization, applications for higher studies, everything has been severely affected. They've had to return home and are only now being able to access their previous rent accommodations, belongings, lives, etc. Just like individuals differ, so do home environments and family dynamics, adding hugely to their mental load. Empathic listening can be extremely therapeutic at this time. It does not count as formal counseling or therapy, but is extremely effective in allowing a person a space that is safe to voice their distress in a manner that is non-judgmental and confidential. Maintaining confidentiality of your students' communication is part of the regard that you extend to them and what they have shared with you. However, there are times when one must breach this confidentiality. If ever your student might be at risk of harming themselves or another, you would have to contact the concerned authorities. Knowing about limits to confidentiality and communicating that to a student when needed are essential. It may feel awkward, but if during your conversation you assess that the student is at risk of harming themselves, is in a position of despair, does not see further hope, it would be better to inform the authorities concerned. To be able to do this, it would be advisable to have on hand student emergency contact details, especially if they are under your care as part of a mentorship program. To have these details on hand would make it easier for you to reach out to their legal guardians in case of an emergency. With the ongoing distress regarding future possibilities, opportunities, and resources, at this time, coping skills and resilience are extremely important. Empathic listening can help your student tide over a difficult period and move to a place where they might be more hopeful regarding their present and their future. Being mindful of your own and students' challenges will help you better decide and implement these counseling skills. As this is an application-based module where we've looked to go beyond theory, do practice these skills as much as is possible in your daily life. In this session, we have revisited empathy, active listening, and non-judgment, which are core concepts in psychology and therapy, and are now taken beyond these fields into academic practice, medicine, management, and other areas. One may not truly ever be able to understand what another person is going through, their life experiences, or what it has meant to them. But empathic listening can go a great way in helping your student feel heard, feel understood, feel like somebody cares, and it can take conversations forward. Listening can also be overwhelming, especially when done actively, when one is trying to derive meaning, understand the other's frame of reference, understand the world that your student belongs to, their unique challenges. It can be extremely enriching, but it can also be overwhelming. We are all bound by our own strengths and limitations, personal challenges and experiences. As a teacher, it is vital that you be able to recognize and identify signs of distress in your student. If, however, due to various reasons you find yourself in a position where you may not be able to apply these concepts or create spaces for listening, do connect your student to a peer support group or a counseling hotline or a mental health professional, and then you can follow up with their progress and create space for conversations as and when is possible, as and when you are more comfortable with these skills. Now, like all skills, these get better with practice. Initially, you might find it awkward to paraphrase, to reflect, to summarize. It may feel a little artificial, but with time and with consideration, it will become a natural part of your conversations. If applied effectively, these skills can enrich your student engagement. They can also help you as researchers, especially with qualitative work, and can largely encourage and enrich your personal communications. Just as you might utilize these skills to enhance your communication with your students, whether in direct one-to-one conversations or through mentorship programs, or even creating systems to identify and refer students going through emotional and mental health concerns, I do hope that you would also apply these skills to your conversations with yourself. I hope that you take the time to listen to yourself with regard, empathy, and non-judgment. I'm grateful to Ramanujan College for creating a space in their FTP for basic counseling skills and taking them from theory to practice. I'm also grateful to you all for attending. I do hope that you've been listening actively and that you would take any knowledge that you have gained through this FTP and apply it in your academic practice and your personal lives. I wish you the best for your ongoing learning and enhancing of psychological skills for teaching and practice. And I do hope that you stay well and safe during these challenging times. Thank you.